It is my distinct honor to welcome you to this event today. It is truly a pleasure to be able to host the launch of WGU Nevada. And at Switch, our number one philanthropic initiative is how do we support education in the state of Nevada, and to have such a wonderful institution starting and growing here in the state. Well, it started elsewhere, but coming to Nevada and growing here is truly a pleasure. And it's exciting to have so many educational leaders, political leaders, and just leaders in the state of Nevada gathered in this room today to talk about what is going to be launched here. And it's my distinct pleasure to get to introduce our Lieutenant Governor, Mark Hutchison, who is a third-generation Nevadan, Bonanza High School graduate, UNLV alum, and he finds time to coach his son's football team as well. And I get to see him on the sidelines there on Friday night. So it's an absolute pleasure to introduce our Lieutenant Governor, Mark Hutchison.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. Adam, thank you for that introduction, and I want to thank everybody for being here at this wonderful opportunity to launch a great new educational initiative and opportunities for Nevada residents and for our students here. I want to recognize my friends, my public officials. Senator Aaron Ford. Senator Ford is in the back. If you could all give him a round of applause. Senator Ford is one of the great champions of education, a good friend of mine. We've worked together across the aisle, as we do so well, I think, in the state of Nevada on educational issues. And so, Senator, we're in your district. We're happy to be here. So if you got any problems with what's going on in your district, that's your man right there. We've got our Chancellor of our System of Higher Education, of course, Dan Kleisch, with us. Dan, thank you for being with us as well. If you'd welcome Dan with us, and as well as and you know, you all, I'm sure, know Del Urquiaga, who was nonstop this legislative session and making sure that we could see the historic gains in education. Del Urquiaga, of course, is our State Superintendent of Education, and we want to welcome Del as well. Del, great to have you here as well. Thank you for all that we've seen and all the opportunities that we have through this legislative session was because of the combined efforts of people like those public officials. I'm grateful to be here, not only as Lieutenant Governor, but on behalf of our great Governor, Brian Sandoval. He wanted to be here and had a few things that conflicted, and I heard from him and heard from his staff, and he was very specific in terms of what he wanted me to do and recognize these efforts here. And I just want you to know it's a pleasure for me to serve with him. He's I think, one of the great statesmen that have ever served in the state of Nevada. He's one of the great public officials. He has an absolute love for the state of Nevada, and he loves the fact that we are launching today Western Governors University of Nevada in a really official way and in a kickoff manner, and I'm grateful to serve with him. I'm a member of the board of the Economic Development, the Governor's Office of Economic Development, and on the board of directors for that. And you know, I hear a lot of different proposals that come before the board. We have opportunities to have businesses move here, and we're trying to attract as much as we can. And you know, the governor and lots of great people within that office have tried very hard to help us come out of this challenging recession that we were in. And you hear a lot of different issues come up. And one of the ones that you consistently hear surfaced when we are in those kind of environments, and I know that many in this room have heard the same thing, and that is the state of the education system in the state of Nevada. And the legislative session was the absolute focus of education in Nevada, as I've already mentioned. But one of the most pressing issues you hear, though, when folks are thinking about Nevada is, what about the educated workforce, and what are we going to do to educate those students who are going to be here, and our employees and their families who are going to be here. And our education system has been at the center of a lot of concern. And we have to do that. We have to listen to what they're saying. We have to address those concerns. We have to recognize that those issues need to be tackled as we work together to build the new Nevada. And I believe through this last session and what we're doing here today, we're addressing some of those concerns. I'm a native Nevadan, born and raised in Las Vegas, third generation. My dad came here by way of Kentucky and the Civilian Conservation Corps. My grandfather worked out at the Nevada test site. My grandchildren are fifth generation Nevadans. All of us educated through public education here in the state of Nevada. All of us receiving the benefits of an educational opportunity that we've had here in Nevada, and everything that I hope to be and my children hope to be, it's because of the teachers and those who educated us. In a historic legislative session, We had significant education reforms, and Dale could probably tell you, absolute minute details. He testified on so many of them, as did Dan, and Senator Ford was there on almost all these issues. And I think Dale, just about every initiative that the governor introduced in his State of the State that was groundbreaking and historic came to pass. I think just about every one of them did, and it was because of the bipartisan efforts, and it was because of the Nevadans who did something that Washington, D.C. doesn't do, and that is just unite together and do what's right for Nevada. And so we had dedicated funding necessary for improving K through 12 education. We had, as I mentioned, significant education reforms. We're one of the leading states now in school choice and opportunities. And we address these concerns that folks have when they come to Nevada. And they're real concerns, and we're addressing them. That's leadership, that's progress. But we can't do it alone. We just can't do it alone as a state. And the state's partnership with WGU Nevada will certainly aid us as we continue to move forward and we enhance access to quality post-secondary education. And these are just opportunities that we want to provide Nevadans that they otherwise wouldn't have. That's what we are at our best as a state government and in the private sector when we offer as many opportunities as we can to our fellow Nevadans and offer them an opportunity to prosper, to live the American dream. That's what we all want to do. That's what we all try to do as adults, what we want for our children and our grandchildren. WGU Nevada is uniquely capable of accomplishing this and aiding us in this mission due to their competency-based education model, which allows students to learn on their own schedule and at their own pace. With this flexibility, Nevadans who weren't able to attend college, or as I mentioned, maybe started college and didn't finish, would have another shot, given a second opportunity, and one that fits their needs and their lifestyle. Education, as you all know, is paramount to Nevada's continued success. With the arrival of companies like Tesla, we're seeing an increased need for highly trained, skilled technical workers, which our current workforce just simply doesn't supply. We have a teacher shortage. We have a nurse shortage. WGU Nevada can and will help us address those shortages in K through 12 teaching, nursing, STEM teaching, and within their current degree offerings will afford many, many more graduates that are going to fill some of those shortages. Nevada's recent improvement to education are certainly a testament to our battle-born spirit, and this partnership with WGU Nevada continues to enhance Nevada's access to real educational opportunities. I look forward to seeing the positive results of this partnership in the very near future. Before I conclude, I'd certainly be remiss if I didn't recognize those who certainly made very important contributions to our opportunities to be here today and to see the launch of this great educational institution. Thank you to USA Funds for your significant financial support of WGU Nevada. Thank you, of course, to Bob Mendenhall, who's been back there mobbed by the media and providing now the public face and the public opportunities for this institution, as well as the staff of Western Governors University. And I certainly, as I began, thank Governor Sandoval and his staff and his cabinet level leaders who have made education such an important priority in his administration, and all that he can do and all that they can do to continue to see Nevada move forward. Now, on behalf of Governor Sandoval, and he wanted to make sure that I read this to you, he has a proclamation, and it's my honor to be able to read this proclamation which he has signed. Whereas there's a significant need in Nevada to provide adults with greater access to opportunities to obtain higher education degrees. Whereas Nevada currently ranks 47th in the nation with a percentage of its adult population 25 years or older with an associate's or bachelor's degree. Whereas there are 377,000 adults in Nevada with some college and with no degree. Whereas the Nevada citizens, to be competitive in the global economy, more citizens need to have the skills and knowledge that come with a completed degree and with college credentials. Whereas Nevada is committed to strengthening the linkage between higher education and our economic workforce development. Whereas Nevada recognizes the unique needs of adult students and the imperative to provide flexible, affordable options for pursuing a post-secondary credential. And whereas Western Governors University is a nationally recognized, nonprofit, independent university that is regionally accredited, offering online degrees based on demonstrated competency as opposed to degrees based on credit hours or clock hours or grades. Whereas Nevada provided funding to actually create WGA in 1996 to provide access to affordable education and training opportunities through online competency-based program. and pledged then as a state to take appropriate actions to support the goals of WGU. And whereas WGU has demonstrated success in providing online competency-based education to Nevada adults and a proven track record in partnering with states to expand educational opportunities for working adults, and whereas over 800 Nevadans have graduated from WGA since its inception, and currently, whereas there are 800 Nevadans who are actively students with WGA, and whereas expanding Nevada's already successful partnership with WGA provides a unique opportunity to increase the number of adult Nevadans from Ely to Caliente to Tonopah to Winnemucca with a post-secondary credential, whereas the state of Nevada welcomes WGA as its expanded services for the citizens of Nevada and for the benefit of its adult learners. Now therefore, I, Brian Sandoval, Governor of the state of Nevada, memorialize and enhance the partnership that the state of Nevada will have with WGU, consistent with the goals of improving access to higher education for all Nevadans, particularly adults seeking unique, flexible opportunities. Signed, Brian Sandoval. And now I know you want to hear from the real governor, not just the governor light. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you and to turn the time over to Brian Sandoval, who has some taped remarks for us.
50 years ago, roughly 80% of the jobs in our economy only required a high school diploma. Today, that number is 35%. A degree or workforce credential is now the new minimum for employment in the new Nevada. A well-educated workforce will not only help bring more jobs to our state, but it will also provide a brighter future for hardworking families who are trying to get ahead. To that end, I'm pleased to announce that we're partnering with Western Governors University, a nonprofit, online, and competency-based university to expand and grow WGU in our state. Designed to meet the needs of busy adults, WGU Nevada offers our citizens more than 50 bachelor's and master's degree programs and makes it possible for students to study and learn on their own schedules and at their own pace. This partnership will provide additional educational opportunities, particularly for our working adults who may have never had the opportunity to complete a degree. WGU was originally created in 1996 by 19 U.S. governors, including Nevada Governor Bob Miller. Affordable access to accredited education is the key to our future and essential to bringing more jobs to Nevada. The growth of WGU Nevada will make it possible for more Nevadans to earn the degrees they need to advance their careers and provide better for their families. It's a win for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to be here with you today. We are a nonprofit corporation headquartered in Indianapolis that's worked for the last 55 years to enhance preparation for, access to, and success in post-secondary education. Under Bill Hansen's leadership, we've adopted a special focus on what we call completion with a purpose, building a more purposeful path for students to and through college and on to successful careers and rewarding lives. We promote completion with a purpose through investments in innovative solutions to post-secondary education and workforce development challenges, development and promotion of policy proposals and practices that align with completion with a purpose, and through philanthropic activity and development of partnerships that promote college success and career readiness. In fact, this year we expect to award between $25 and $30 million to grants to organizations for projects that advance completion with a purpose. USA Fund's support of the launch of WGU Nevada intersects with key elements of our completion with a purpose focus. As I mentioned, we work with partnerships with like-minded organizations, and state governments are key partners for USA Funds. We view states like Nevada that have visionary leaders like Governor Sandoval and Lieutenant Governor Hutchinson as laboratories of innovation in building more affordable and more effective paths through education to employment. So we're pleased to work with Nevada along with a select group of states with which we partner. As a matter of fact, we were actually in Las Vegas last November to announce with Governor Sandoval a separate grant for a little over $1 million to expand a successful high school dropout prevention program in Clark County. So we very much appreciate your partnership and the visionary leadership of the governor. In addition, one of our key areas of focus is promotion of innovative practices in college and career preparation. We believe that the developments of technology and new models in education delivery hold the promise of reducing time to completion of a college degree and enhancing the affordability of college, and also opening doors to college and to populations not previously served. That's what we expect to achieve by our partnership with WGU Nevada. We believe the competency-based approach and the flexibility that WGU offers will allow thousands of Nevadans who otherwise might not have been able to pursue a college degree to do so. We believe by enhancing educational attainment levels, this initiative will help strengthen local communities and contribute to a greater economic prosperity in Nevada. So I thank you so much for letting us be here with you today. We're very excited for the partnership, and I'm pleased to introduce Chancellor Dan Clay.
First, Bob, thank you very much for inviting me. This day's been a while in coming. And I appreciate the work that your organization, particularly USA Funds, in making this possible, did to get us all here today. We went down to spend a day with President Michael Crow. We were visiting primarily with respect to online education, something that you all know a little bit about. We spent some time with Michael, and then he introduced us to his vice president, who was in charge of online education, and the provost at Arizona State University. And he said, now I need to tell you, Dan, these people don't want to talk to you because they think you're our competitor. He said, we don't compete with anybody. We try to be the best possible Arizona State University, serving students and serving the state and nation that we can be. We don't compete with anyone. That's the way I feel about being here today and the partnership with WGU University. We're not competing with you. You're not competing with us. You're another hand on the oar that will pull Nevada forward with the leadership of the governor. We welcome you here. I think there's an announcement later, and I'm not going to say anything about it, but I'm very excited about your leadership here in the state of Nevada. But we look forward to a long and fruitful partnership with WGU and all of the wonderful things that will come for the state of Nevada from that partnership. I had the privilege of attending the signing of SB 511 last week with the governor and his daughter at Reno High School, where I graduated. Don't throw anything at me. Is clearly focused on raising up the teaching profession and building that pipeline, and that is one of the particular programs. So we congratulate you on that and being a critical part of that initiative that the governor's vision has started. So I'm not sure we'd be here today, and great things in the future for us together, Bob and Spencer. Congratulations, everybody.
Privilege and pleasure to be here today in Nevada. We've looked forward, as the Chancellor said, for some time to the launch of WGU Nevada. As some of you know, this will be our 6th state where we've launched a university within the state. We operate in all 50 states across the country as an online university, but we have particular relationships now with 6 states, Nevada being the latest, where we invest substantially more in staff and in outreach to students and in coordination and cooperation with the state higher education system and employers in the state to really expand awareness of WGU and to provide an opportunity to a greater number of working adults to come back and gain a greater education. Grateful to Governor Sandoval for his interest in promoting this. We frankly look for those governors who really understand it and who really want to advance higher education opportunity in their state, and he's been already a wonderful partner for us, and we're just getting started. Grateful to have the Lieutenant Governor here today representing him, and especially want to thank USA Funds for their financial support and ongoing partnership. We have representatives today from the offices of Senator Dean Heller, Congresswoman Dina Titus, Congressman Joe Heck, Congressman Crescent Hardy, and from the city of North Las Vegas, each of whose offices is presenting a certificate to WGU Nevada today as we launch this university within the state, and we're grateful for the broad political support that we've received. Thank you, Senator Ford, for attending and being here with us. We're also putting together an advisory board of community and business leaders from around the state. It's just coming together, but we're grateful to have with us today Walt Rolfus, former superintendent of Clark County Schools, who will serve on our advisory board. And I should also mention Georgianne Rice, the retired associate superintendent from Clark County Schools, who has worked with us for a very long time. I think we started, Georgianne, when we were placing teachers into Clark County when you were over that part of the district, and she has since served on our industry program council for the Teachers College and helping to design degrees for the Teachers College. Our roots in Nevada go deep. Governor Bob Miller, who was one of the founding governors of WGU, wanted to be here today. Unfortunately, I think he is on the board of Wynn Resorts and they're meeting in Macau today, so it was kind of a long flight for him. But he wanted to express his support and encouragement as he watches the fulfillment of what was just a dream in 1996 when 19 governors signed on to create a brand new kind of university. Today we're 60,000 students in all 50 states, and as the Chancellor mentioned, we don't see this as competitive. There's 377,000 adults in Nevada with some college and no degree. You know, if we're really, really successful, Chancellor, we might do 5% of them. So we need all the other colleges to do the other 95%, and between us, maybe we can meet the needs in this great state. I should also recognize Brian Mitchell is here from the Office of the Governor, who really has done all the legwork in putting this together. And I met a number of representatives from higher education institutions in the state, and we're grateful to have you with us as well. Some of you will know this. We've operated in Nevada since our founding in 1996, as we have in all of the states. We have about 900 students currently in the state, about 850 graduates that are working in the state, and several of them are here today. So we would welcome our students and graduates who are attending. You'll have an opportunity to hear from a couple of them. And we have a number of faculty living in the state, working in the state, and we're grateful for our faculty who are here today as well to join with us in this event. We're excited about the prospect of expanding awareness of WGU within the state and really growing our presence as we move forward. I'd like to introduce, for brief remarks, Dale Urquiaga, the superintendent. That's probably it is Superintendent of Public Instruction.
It is my pleasure to be here today to represent the K-12 public education system and to welcome WGU Nevada to a physical presence here. I'm struck, I must be getting old. I remember when Governor Miller signed the initial agreement. I was a Deputy Secretary of State at the time, and I had the privilege of serving in the cabinet of the late, and in my opinion, great Governor Gwynn. And Governor Gwynn was a strong supporter of this institution in his time in office. And so it is nice for me to be here now as Governor Sandoval brings this new chapter to its fruition in our state. It is a great honor for me to be your Superintendent of Public Instruction. I have to say that I used to work for Dr. Rolfus. So everything you liked about this education reform in this session, you can thank Dr. Rolfus for. He taught me everything I know. If you didn't like it, Walt has never met me. Governor Sandoval has talked about economic development and education modernization throughout the first term and well into his second term now. And WGU plays a role in both those things, as you've heard today. You will be a foundation for us in teacher education, which is critical. I am the guy whose name goes on every license of every educator in the state of Nevada. And we are really one of the largest workforces in the state. There are probably 22,000 licensed teachers, probably another 2,500 licensed administrators, several thousand other licensed professionals, and then several thousand support staff. So really combined, the K-12 education system represents one of the largest workforce teams in the state of Nevada. And I'm very proud to head that, and I'm very proud that WGU will play a role and helping us grow that workforce. So from the underpinnings of all the education reforms that the Lieutenant Governor talked about, whether that's preschool education through high school graduation, which we are very thankful for USA Fund support, or everything in the middle for all types of students and all grades of students and students from all walks of life, this is a foundational piece for us. But all of the other degrees that WGU offers really tie into the Governor's vision for economic diversification. So this is a wonderful partnership for us. It is an important partnership for the future of our state. And speaking selfishly, if you think about that very multi-thousand person workforce that I've described, I'd like you to think about this. There are 450,000 students in the K-12 system in Nevada. There are 20,000 students in private schools in Nevada. There are 30,000 adults seeking some form of an either adult high school diploma or high school equivalency. And I now have charge of almost 10,000 early learners in a Head Start or preschool program. So I always say I raised 2 children of my own reasonably well. They are employed. But I now have charge of over 500,000 lives, young to adult. And this partnership is critical for me, if you will, as the dad of that 500,000 strong family. And so I am very thankful to have this partnership. I agree with the Chancellor. This is one more oar in what the Governor calls the new Nevada. I have a story for you. A little boy said the other day, has the Governor renamed Nevada to be like New Jersey and New Mexico? We talk about the new Nevada so much. And while he has not renamed the state, as someone who was born and raised here and is the child of parents who were raised here, but an immigrant set of grandparents who came here, I have never been prouder of my state than I am in 2015 for all that we have done, and we are thrilled to have you and your institution here to help us do even more as we look forward. So thank you for asking me to be here today.
I alluded to this earlier, but the average age of WGU students in Nevada and nationally is 37, so a little older than the traditional university. 86% of them in Nevada are working full-time while they go to school. I just looked up a number or two since we have some students in Nevada. It may be interesting. While the average age is 37, the youngest student is 20, and the oldest is 63. So we have quite an array of students. 71% of them in Nevada would be considered underserved, either low income, minority, first generation in their family to attend college, or rural students that don't have access. Maybe most interestingly, we already have students in 14 of the 17 counties in Nevada. We actually have graduates in 16 of the 17 counties in Nevada, so we have statewide reach as we do that. It's been alluded to earlier, but what makes us most unique is this competency-based model of higher education, where we work with industry on the front end to define the competencies we expect of a graduate, what we expect them to know and be able to do. We develop assessments to measure those competencies. When students are able to demonstrate mastery of all the competencies, they graduate, independent of how long it took them. As a result, we free students up to demonstrate what they already know, to spend their time learning what they don't know, to learn at their own pace, and of course the pace is different for each of us. So this is very individualized instruction as opposed to classroom or cohort based with a set amount of time. It fundamentally changes the faculty role, so it doesn't make sense now for a faculty member to address a lecture to 30 or 300 students who are all in a different place. So our faculty role is that of a mentor of students. Unlike a lot of most online programs that use adjunct faculty, our faculty are full-time with benefits. A student is assigned a faculty mentor the day they start at WGU who stays with them till the day they graduate. They talk every week. As the students go into a course, they're assigned a course mentor in that course who can answer questions and lead discussions about the course material. As a result of all of that, the average time to graduate with a bachelor's degree is less than 3 years, compared to 5 years nationally. Our tuition is $6,000 for a 12-month year. Students go year-round. They can do as much as they're able to for the same price, so we don't charge more if they do more. We're quite proud of the fact that we haven't raised tuition since 2008. We don't plan to raise it for the next 5 years. So we hope to make this very affordable for students. On average, they're getting a bachelor's degree for about $15,000. And on average, our students 1 to 3 years after graduation are making $10,000 a year more than they were prior to graduation. So we think it will have not only economic benefit for the state, but more importantly, really important personal and family benefits for individual students who are seeking to better their lives and get a better job and better provide for their families. And that's the reward that we find in operating WGU and trying to serve the needs of these students. We have hired a full-time chancellor for WGU Nevada, a long-time Nevadan from Las Vegas, Dr. Spencer Stewart, who comes to us from Nevada State College, where he's was instrumental in the founding and creation and growth of Nevada State College. I must say I was really impressed with President Patterson of Nevada State College, who I called for a reference on somebody that worked for him, and he said he would be supportive of a great career opportunity for Dr. Stewart. And so it's my privilege to introduce to you at this time Dr. Spencer Stewart, Chancellor of WGU Nevada.
Well, I'm Spencer Stewart, and it's a privilege for me to be with you today. I'm so excited to join the WGU family. A few personal histories were shared by some of the previous speakers. Lieutenant Governor, I also attended Bonanza High School.
You're a Bengal.
I am a Bengal.
You know I like you for a good reason.
I am a Bengal. My wife, who's in the audience, attended Basic High School. And our children, we have twin girls. They attend C.T. Sewell. That's the same elementary school where their grandfather went. So education to us is a really important thing. In fact, I get really emotional when I talk about education. I have spent the better part of my career helping develop one of America's newest four-year public institution, and there are so many people in this room who played such an integral part. I feel so fortunate to have worked side by side with such impressive, remarkable people. That certainly includes you, Chancellor Clage. To work side by side with remarkable students, faculty, and staff. It really was a proud day for Nevada when about 15 years ago a number of people got together and decided that we need to do something different. We have to deliver education a bit differently. And so when I was approached about this opportunity, I didn't have to give it too much thought. As much as I love Nevada State College, I thought this was the right thing to do. This is another proud day for Nevada because there are hundreds and thousands of working adults who, as President Mendenhall indicated, have started college, but they haven't completed. And when it comes to state policy, the states that get this right are the ones that have a comprehensive approach to serving their residents. There is no public, there is no private. It is just one, because there is so much work that needs to be done. And I am so excited to be a part of this work and to make this community, to make this state what we all know it can be. Now, I've learned that when there are students or alumni on a program, to keep one's remarks short, because students and alumni are so powerful. They experience what sometimes we don't. And so it is my pleasure to introduce two WG alumni. The first is Derek Glum, and after Derek's remarks, we'll hear from Jennifer Knight.
It is an absolute honor to address all of you today. I stand here as a real-life example. I have to first start by saying that WGU is really a family affair. Equal sacrifice was made by my extraordinary wife and three at the time, daughters. As I was burning the midnight oil and becoming a night owl at WGU, my wife patiently and lovingly supported me by taking care of our family and sacrificing her desires so that I could finish my education. There simply was no way I could have finished without her. I finished my bachelor's degree at a traditional university. Because of the high demand of healthcare administrators, I was recruited quickly out of college and put to work very quickly as well to a national skilled nursing home company. I strongly desired to earn a master's degree, but simply couldn't do it due to the cost, the restrictive nature of the classes, and the lack of viable options for a working professional. For several years, I worked to attain experience in the healthcare field by taking on more and more responsibility and growing in the field. I wanted to grow my career into hospital administration and knew that a master's degree was a prerequisite to obtaining any senior healthcare executive level positions. As I began to research options for a degree in healthcare management, I was severely disappointed in the lack of affordable and viable options for a professional working 55 hours a week, a busy father and husband, and an active church and community member. I ended up stumbling upon Western Governors University one night, rocking a fussy baby back to sleep. And within about 10 days, I'd applied, registered for, and started classes at Western Governors University. It felt amazing to not only learn new healthcare and leadership concepts, but see and put them into action literally the very next day. The degree program was supposed to take just over 2 years, taking the minimum courses. I was able to expedite my course taking and save thousands of dollars. Within a short 19 months, I was able to finish my degree with an MBA in healthcare management. Within months of finishing my degree, I was quickly recruited to a national hospital company in Reno, Nevada. After being recruited as the chief operating officer, and because of the skills I had learned at WGU, I was promptly promoted to the CEO and chairman of the board of our hospitals in Reno. I've had the unique pleasure of affecting the lives of hundreds of patients, families, amazing employees, and doctors, and they have affected me. I'm passionate about sharing my WGU experience to the point that I've recruited 2 additional nurses who are currently in the MSN program at Western Governors University, one of which is my chief nursing officer. I've been able to further the cause of WGU by serving as a subject matter expert for WGU in the ongoing development of 3 new healthcare leadership courses. I congratulate the state of Nevada and Western Governors University on this partnership.
So my story begins when I was in PBS pre-K. I would play teacher with my toys, my family, my friends. And that transitioned into tutoring as I got older, and even helping to train when I started working. I graduated from one of the best high schools here in Nevada, then called Community College High School. And then I went into 5 years of an abusive relationship and hard times. Even when I struggled with direction in my life, though, my passion to teach never went away. And I jumped at every opportunity I had to train or tutor or help someone else get their diploma. I found a job working 8 to 5 in the unemployment office for the state of Nevada, and that's where I found another passion of mine, the belief in my core that everyone has a right to due process. And I finally found a way to give my passion to teach a direction, special education. I also found the courage to leave my abusive relationship and go back to school. But needless to say, working 8 to 5 makes it difficult to find a pre-licensure program for teaching. Then I found WGU. At first, it seemed too good to be true. And then I realized it was true. So I got myself ready to jump in. I had to wait to jump in until things in my office calmed down a bit. The Great Recession happened, and I did work for unemployment after all. Once I did jump in, though, my wonderful student mentor, Brittany, successfully guided me through the program. WGU was new, exciting, thrilling, challenging, and absolutely unforgettable. I learned how to quiet my perfectionism and trust the competency-based program.
Well, it's only fitting that today, with these two remarkable alumni, we do a virtual ribbon cutting, so to speak, on the new WGU Nevada website. And so with that, if I can do this actually, let's have you do the honors. If you would just click that right there. And for the closing remarks, I'll turn the time over to President Mendenhall.
Thank you all for coming, and let you know we look forward to continuing in a much bigger way to work with you in the coming years to realize the dream that we've laid out today and to serve the students and communities of Nevada. Thank you all for being here.